Now, ladies, it's also true that you will do more in the bedroom with men you are more attracted to, with men you like more. When your attraction is high, you will make yourself more sexually available in every sense of those words, and you will willingly break the rules that you rigidly enforce for others. I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is why men care about a woman's sexual history. Most men on some level already understand the answer to this question. So this episode is specifically designed to help the women out there. Women, I imagine that the emphasis that men can put on your sexual history can feel somewhat baffling, especially if we're talking about experiences that occurred before the man in your life even knew you. You might think, all that is in the past. That was then and this is now, and I'm here with you now. So really, what's the issue?
Alright, what's going on, y'all? Nick here, coming to you with another video. So I found this video from Psych Hacks, and it's called Why Men Care About a Woman's Sexual History, What Women Don't Understand. Now, I think this is very interesting because one, I think it will definitely inform us, especially women, right? Because as this man eloquently explained, you know, a lot of times women can't understand why it's such a big deal for men to know your sexual history. So he's going to dive into that. But here's the thing that we need to fundamentally understand. You see, I think we all know to some degree, both men and women know. And why do I say that? Because as much as women want to claim that it's not important, notice when it comes to women shaming other women, all of a sudden they want to call women, you know, HOE, SL, you know what? So, and I gotta do this, so hopefully this video don't get demonetized, but you get my point, right? You know, women will literally shame other women based on their sexual history. You see, and now men don't necessarily want to know your sexual history to shame you, but rather there are certain things biologically ingrained within men. And that's the reason why we need to know or feel that we should know so that we know what we're getting into. He's going to dive deeper, so please stay tuned for that. But let's just get right into it, y'all.
But before I do so, please remember to like this episode and subscribe to this channel. It takes less than a second, costs you nothing, and it's a great way to help spread this message. So if you like what you're hearing, then please do the thing. So, why are men so concerned about what you did in the past sexually with other men? The answer is actually complex and multifaceted. There are two general components. Here's how we can begin to approach an understanding. Ladies, have you ever had the experience, and I bet you have, of buying an expensive piece of clothing only to realize a week or two later that a discount code existed that could have gotten you 50% off the same item? When you learn about the existence of that code, how do you feel? Not very good, right? You may even have complained and tried to get the company to retroactively honor the code after the purchase. I've seen many women do that. And why do you do that? Because learning about the discount code actually changes your perception of the item that you bought. Whereas 2 weeks ago, you were more or less happy to pay full price for that piece of clothing, once you realize that you paid 100% more than you needed to, you can't look at the same item the same way again. It's not nearly as attractive and desirable as it once was.
Man, this guy's already going in. I mean, anybody with a brain could see where this guy's going. I mean, this is a perfect setup.
Why? Because it turns out you didn't actually underpay for something valuable, you overpaid for something cheap. And that is not a good feeling. So what does this have to do with sexual history and relationships? Well, a number of things. First of all, you have to understand that broadly speaking, there is a sort of arms race between men and women in the sexual marketplace. In a highly simplified version, it breaks down like this. Men are trying to get as much sex as possible from women for the least amount of time, energy, and money. And women are trying to get as much time, energy, and money from men for the least amount of sex. This is obviously an oversimplification, but there must be at least some truth to it because we typically don't see the roles reversed. So when a man is actually in a relationship with you, in that he's taking you out on dates and listening to your problems and meeting your family and taking you on trips and supporting you emotionally, in short, when he is heavily investing time, energy, and money into you, and then he learns that you fucked a guy that you met at a bar an hour ago and
Oh man, this dude is, I did not expect him to drop the F-bomb. Hey, alright.
who ghosted you the next day, he's going to feel like you did when you found out about those discount codes. That is, he's going to feel like a total schmuck for overpaying for something that you are obviously willing to sell for a fraction of the price.
Mercy, mercy, mercy. If anybody doesn't understand this, you are sincerely deceived, because this is probably the clearest anybody has ever made this topic, and he's absolutely right. If anybody knows me, anybody, y'all would know I've been saying for the longest, especially to men, that your greatest commodity is your time. Time is actually so important. It supersedes money. Because I've always given you the hypothetical question. If you could be a millionaire tomorrow, but it would mean that you would die the following day, would you want that money? No, right? So clearly your time is more important than the money. But yet we have so much men who do not actually understand the value of their time, and they just give out their time. They give out their, what the world would probably call non-sexual energy. They just keep giving it out to these women, and with what in return? And understand this, right? I'm not even saying that it necessarily has to be sex, because I'm more biblically minded. So I don't think that it just has to be sex, at least not like without the context of marriage, right? But what I am saying is that, men, if you are going to invest your time into a woman, then at least understand that, okay, what am I going to get in return? Am I going to get submission? Am I going to get obedience? Right? Am I getting a wife? These are things that we need to come to the table and discuss. Like, what are we going on these dates for? I don't believe in dating, but whatever. Why are we going on these dates for? What's the end goal? Again, am I going to get these things from you, or do you just want me to fund your whole lifestyle? Women, right? And women, you see, that's what I'm saying. Do you think it's fair that you done gave it to Dick, Tom, and Harry after they gave you McDonald's? And then now you come to the realization like, oh, I'm more mature now. I've made all my mistakes. I'm much wiser. So now I know my value. And now anybody that's going to be with me, they got to be married first. And they got to invest all this time first to get to know me. And they got to actually... You gave it to Pookie and Ray Ray after McDonald's and the movies. But now when you met the real man who's actually husband material, you making him go through a boot camp. You making this guy go through damn near boot camp just so that he could finally wife you up. Nah.
And I guarantee that will change the way he perceives you forever. So that's one part of the answer. The second part of the answer of why men care about a woman's sexual history is even more pragmatic. In general, to determine how people actually feel, it's far more accurate and reliable to examine what people do over and above what people say. The fact of the matter is that people can move their lips and say anything. They can say things like, I love you, or you're the best I've ever had, or I can't stop thinking about you. People can say whatever they want. And because of that, there's always the possibility of doubt as to whether or not the words actually reflect their felt experience and objective reality. Now, ladies, it's also true that you will do more in the bedroom with men you are more attracted to, with men you like more. When your attraction is high, you will make yourself more sexually available in every sense of those words, and you will willingly break the rules that you rigidly enforce for others. So if you put two and two together, you can see that learning about a woman's sexual history is a way for men to kind of confirm a woman's words with her actions and to determine how attracted a woman actually is to them. Why? Because if a man finds out that you did other things sooner or more frequently than you did or do with him, the reasonable conclusion that he is going to draw is that you are not as attracted to him as you have been to other men in your past, with whom you were willing and enthusiastic about doing those things. And this is also going to make him feel like a schmuck, because it's going to make him feel like you are settling for him. That's the second part.
Man, this is so true. This is so true. And check this out, ladies. I want to actually reach you guys, because here's the thing what you got to understand. This video, first and foremost, what's the message here? I'm actually hoping that if women actually understand this, hopefully I caught you early enough before you even gave up the goods, gave up the box, gave up the puna. You know what I'm talking about. I hope I actually caught you beforehand so that you can realize how valuable you are, especially in the eyes of the Most High, and that you wouldn't just give it to any old pookie. That's what you need to understand, because again, that is your value. And what you need to understand also too is that if I caught you in time, then when you do finally meet the right man will look at you and say, hold on, you a virgin? Okay, you know what? I am willing to wait. I'm willing to actually invest in you. I am willing to, you see what I'm saying? That's more wholesome. Rather than you, if I caught you after, the message is still the same. I hope that you will understand not to keep giving it up. You get what I'm saying? But I understand people come to the knowledge of the Creator, the knowledge of Jesus at different points in their lifestyle. And I am by no means trying to condemn you. Believe me when I say this, I am not trying to condemn you. What I am saying though is that if you already have made these mistakes, you already have to know, and yes, it is a mistake. If you done laid up with a man and you not wifed up, and this man had done dropped you and left you to the curb, whatever, it was a mistake. Now, I don't know what may have come out of it. I don't know if children are involved. They're not a mistake. Children are a blessing. But even at that, it is definitely not in the best of circumstances. So that at that point in time, you need to really ask yourself, like, damn, okay, am I really going to put this man that I actually do care about through this boot camp and run him through the ringer just so that he can prove his love to you when you did not do that for Pookie and Ray Ray? You see, this is what you got to understand. And this is why I also want to really, hammer home, right? Because women, answer me this, right? If you found out that your man that you're currently with, he wined and dined his ex. He took her out to all these fancy places. He did all these nice dates. He did all these nice things for his ex. And here you are, he don't want to do none of those things with you. What would you think? Would you not logically come to the conclusion like, maybe he's not feeling me as much as he did the ex? You would not accept if your man, right, said, nah, I've been burnt in times past because I did all those things. So now I'm just trying to see if you're really the right one. So I'm putting you through boot camp so that I could see if you really love me. And if you really love me, then eventually I'm going to take you out on those fancy dates. You're not going to accept that. You could speak all the words you want, but you're not going to accept that. Because fundamentally, you're comparing yourself to the ex. Why is he treating the ex better than me? That's just a reality. That's just human nature. I think this man did an awesome job laying it down. I'm going to leave the link to his video in the description. Please check out the full video. But I really think this man laid it down. I could not have said it any better. So hey, if you guys want to look at more of his videos, go right ahead. Again, be wise with everything you do. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't just blindly follow somebody. But hey, eat the meat, spit out the bones. But if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this situation. Can you resonate with what this man was saying? Did you agree with what I was saying, or do you disagree? We all adults here. If you disagree, put it down in the comment section as well. With that being said, Nick over and out. The message sent. Jesus is King, y'all.